it's the holidays.
Yay! I love the holidays.
As your friends and people you've come to know and love and respect and care about,
we're abandoning you.
We are abandoning you, much as your real family might during the holidays.
A metaphor for the holiday spirit.
Up from the 24th to the 4th, we will be taking a quick vacation. We will be back with new episodes on the 4th. Man, Jeff, if only there was something they could do until then. Why don't they go to wehaveconcerns.com/clash and re-listen to some of the old episodes from this year?
I think that's perfect.
And help us find the best episodes of 2017.
It kills two birds with one stone, just like the Thanksgiving myth.
Yeah, you know that Thanksgiving monomyth. Joseph Campbell came up with it when he met the Native Americans. Don't understand what I'm talking about? Go to wehaveconcerns.com/clash to find out more.
That's on me. My bad.
You're a good dude for Thanks, apologizing. Man. This is We Have Concerns. Hi, Jeff Cannata.
Hi, Anthony Carboni.
Hello, concerned citizens.
Zombie ants.
Hell yeah.
We talked about zombie ants before, right? I think. Didn't we talk about zombie ants? Zombie ants are real.
I don't know, man. Don't ask me. Just don't ask me a question within the first 5 seconds while I'm resetting the timer.
You know that.
Don't just let me reset the timer and then ask me.
You know the quiz.
Ask me now.
The quiz always happens really quick. Have we done a story about zombie ants already?
I feel like we might have.
Yeah, I think so too.
Zombie ants, I feel like zombie ants, cordyceps, that stuff was very, very in vogue over the last few years.
Yeah.
It's the basis of so many movies and games and TV and stuff right now.
Well, if you're not up to date,
I feel like we've at least touched on it.
I'll give you a quick primer, listener, on zombie ants. Basically, there's a fungus, carpenter ants in the Brazilian rainforest get sucked into this fungus. This fungus like attaches itself to the bottom of a leaf, and the carpenter ant comes walking by just looking for a delicious leaf snack.
Sure.
As carpenter ants tend to do. And the fungus like latches onto the carpenter ant and then injects itself into the carpenter ant and then grows in there, and it takes over the bodily functions of the carpenter ant, effectively turning it into a zombie.
Yeah. So these are the cordyceps, and the number one big question, I mean, you probably have seen, what was that great movie about the little kids who are not zombies but have zombie-like behavior after the outbreak?
Baby Geniuses.
Oh, the girl with all the gifts is what it was called. Yeah,
no, I was close though, right?
That was great. And then, The Last of Us. There's been a lot of like, if you're a gamer, there's a lot of zombie stuff that's like, what happens if this happens to humans? And the answer right off the bat is, it's not going to happen to humans.
Yeah, but if
it did, that's awesome, and that's where good movies come from and good sci-fi comes from. But the reason it can't happen to us is our brains are too complex. The systems that make up us are much more complex than these ants. So it's not something you have to worry about. But also, here's my big question. Why are they carpenter ants and not like gardener ants? Because they cut into leaves mostly.
Because they
like
build houses, man.
Farmer ants.
It's mostly the
camper ants.
Camper ants.
I'm just saying, in terms of what these ants are and what they do.
Yeah.
I don't know. Just putting it out there.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Let's
talk about that for 15 minutes.
I bet the real reason is that like Bill Carpenter discovered them or some shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, it was a husband and wife team, and they had a hyphenate last name. It was Carpenter Ant. and the ant part was just a coincidence.
Weird coincidence, yeah.
Yeah, so no, what's going on with these ants?
So there's a new study that came out. This was sent to us by Emil Lang, our old friend Emil Lang.
Emil Lang.
This was sent to We Have Concerns Show
at gmail.com. I feel like I gave a nickname to.
You went in real confident, like Emil Lang, and then you just didn't say anything.
He definitely, I feel like he did. If you're in the Facebook group, Catherine Tuck is working on a chart of everybody's nickname right now.
Thank God.
Yeah, and so we'll have that.
We need that real hard.
Apologies.
Emil, apologies, Lang.
Emil, apologies to you for forgetting your nickname.
So here's the thing. The guy who actually discovered this zombie ant phenomenon is a dude by the name of David Hughes from Penn State.
He walks into a room and it's just like Vincent D'Onofrio from Men in Black.
Yeah,
He's just like, hello, I'm a normal man scientist and not a pile of bugs. And here's what I've discovered is this fungus hurts ants. But ants don't matter, right? People matter, and don't worry because it can't hurt a people. And as a people and not a pile of ants, you can trust me.
Hey, Brian, does Hughes seem a little off to you today? I mean, he's not how I remember him. I mean, I don't remember him regurgitating piles of ants at any point.
No, that's just, I had some ants on me from leaving the lab. I work in a lab full of ants.
Entomologist. That makes sense. All tracks.
Now, is it entomologist or etymologist? Because one is words and one is bugs. And I'm made of one.
And you say others.
And I say the others. I'm a normal human man.
So David Hughes, it's so funny. The way this article starts is he discovered this phenomenon and then immediately launched a multidisciplinary effort that involved an international team of entomologists, geneticists, computer scientists, and microbiologists. He's like, my life's work. Here we go.
It involved them to do what?
Figure out what's going on with this.
Oh.
So.
Well, the fungus is getting inside the ants.
Yeah, but just wait.
I nailed it, dude.
Just wait.
I'm better than this. I'm better than David Hughes.
Because you said something at the beginning that turned out to be not true. It's what they assumed was happening, but it's turned out to be not true. So here's what they did. They created, basically what they did is they got a bunch of ants and they fucking infected them with this horrible zombie ant
They just
shit.
rubbed a fungus on them.
Oh, so gross, dude.
Like they were sharing bowling shoes, like tiny bowling shoes.
Yeah, no spray at all.
Yeah, no spray.
Yeah. So they infected them with the zombie fungus and a non-zombifying fungus pathogen.
And asked them which one they like better.
Dude, this was weird. All of them were like, we'll have the zombie fungus.
Zombie fungus is best fungus.
But that's how you knew that they were infected, right?
Right.
Because, always take the opposite of what the zombie says. And they used electron microscopes that created 3D visualizations, determined location, abundance, and activity of the fungi inside the bodies of the ants. Slices of tissue were taken. These guys went fucking full science on this shit.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. And you're never going to believe what they found out, dude. It's disturbing beyond all hell. So there was a higher percentage of fungi cells in the ant body than ant cells. The ant was a fucking...
More fungus than ants.
It's a fungus with an ant skin. It literally is Vincent D'Onofrio.
Whoa!
Yeah. It's fucking...
I really am better than David Hughes.
But here's where you're wrong.
Oh.
Here's where you're wrong with what you said. The fungus never touched its brain.
Oh.
It's a fucking puppet. It's just in its muscles, moving its fucking muscles. Worse than that, Anthony, because it didn't touch its brain, the ant theoretically still fucking present, experiencing the horror of its own puppeteering.
Whoa. This is way cooler than I thought it was.
Way more fucked up.
Yeah, initially we thought this was pretty fucked up and cool, but it turns out this is the most fucked up and cool.
This isn't zombie anymore. This is like Invasion of the Body Snatchers or some shit. No,
this is a little bunch of Killgraves.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. It's Killgrave.
It's a little bunch of Purple Man.
Yeah.
They're just in there and they're just like, here's what you're going to do now.
Forcing you to do shit. And you can watch it happen and you can't do anything about it.
It's like that zombie powder that may or may not be real. You know the zombie powder in South America where they go and then you're emptying out your ATM because people are asking you to?
Wow.
Yeah. Like an upstream color.
Like this is made of this fungus, maybe.
Whoa, it's all coming together.
It's all coming together.
We don't know if this powder is real.
So
this is crazy. So it gets in there.
Yeah.
And
it spreads like fucking wildfire.
It's controlling the ant's muscles. But here's my question. It's a fungus. It doesn't have a brain. It's a distributed system.
Right. They call it a Borg.
Yeah. So how does the fungus control this ant, and what does the fungus want? How does the fungus know?
Are we able to negotiate with it?
Yeah. Well, let's get the fungus's mom on the phone.
Right. What does it want?
Yeah.
Just give us a list of demands, fungus.
Fungus, we've got your mom on the phone.
Oh.
I don't have a mom. I have a distributed system from which I come that I am also still a part of.
Honey,
No deal!
honey, it's very hurtful for you to say you have no mom.
Oh, you're just another part of me saying that, and it's annoying.
Your mom part. That's the part I am.
No, but what I mean is, to what end is this fungus controlling these ants? Controlling them to do what? What does a fungus want? What is it? What is it? What is it doing?
What does anything want to continue to live and proliferate?
Sure, but how is it deciding to move legs and to go do whatever it needs these ants to do? What do these ants do once they're infected? And why does the fungus want this? You know, those are my two big questions, because I'm thinking to myself, cool, it's a fungus. Well, I know a fungus just kind of wants to like distribute and get itself into a living system, but then a fungus basically kind of like sits back and absorbs food from its environment.
Yeah.
So like when a fungus gets inside of an ant, what part of the fungus is saying, let's walk? Because a fungus doesn't really know what a walking is, right? And if there's no interference with the ant's brain, it's not like the ant is like, donating some sort of intelligence. And then it also means it's not a toxoplasmosis thing, which is a parasite that is doing things like getting rid of inhibition in an animal for a specific reason.
Right.
So what is this fungus? Well, I keep saying want, but a fungus can't want anything. What is the end goal here?
Yeah, what is it forcing the thing to do? Here's the sentence that will maybe answer a little of this, or at least the first part of your question. It says, the fungus had proliferated throughout the entire ant's body, from the head and thorax right down to the abdomen and legs. What's more, these fungal cells were all interconnected, creating a kind of Borg-like collective biological network that controlled the ant's behavior. So that's...
Yeah, I mean, I understand that, but I still don't understand how a fungus is controlling behavior, because it's just a fungus. And if it's not in the brain, what is it? How is it? How is it saying I am a fungus and I need to walk?
It said normally the behavior in animals is controlled by the brain sending signals to the muscles.
Right.
But the muscles are getting
and fungus is taking
Yeah.
Here's where we are, and here's what we understand as far as me being the we. Right? Here's what I think we get. We get that this fungus is getting in between the ant's brain and its body.
Mm-hmm.
We get that the fungus is now calling the shots.
Right.
We get that the fungus is calling these shots through being some sort of almost puppeteering system where the controlled contractions and movements of the distributed system of fungus is causing the ant to move.
Right.
Here's what I still don't understand. How does the fungus understand movement? How does the fungus want to move? And why does a fungus want to move?
Yeah, all valid questions that this article doesn't touch on. I would surmise that it understands movement in the same way the ant does. Like it is just like it's...
But an ant has a brain.
That's true. Yeah, but this thing just
a fungus is a distributed system.
Activates shit. I don't know. Well, maybe that's why.
I guess the thesis question here, the big question that all these questions come from is: does this change a lot of what we know and think about fungi? Does this change what we know and think about fungal systems?
Well, I think a lot of the reason this was even discovered is because they saw ants behaving in really fucked up, weird ways.
Yeah.
And maybe that points to a little of the answer to your question, which is fungi don't know how to walk. That's what happened. That's why they call it a zombie, because they're like, why are these ants like convulsing and not behaving right?
So it's less. So I guess our initial thought was fungus takes over ant brain. And somehow the ant wants different things. Like we were thinking of it like a parasite, like a toxoplasmosis, where it's like somehow this fungus is going to control chemical reactions within the ant that make it behave in some sort of dangerous way that allows the fungus to spread.
Right.
But I guess what you're saying is now what it is it's just this fungus is inside of this system that it doesn't understand.
Yeah, and because with it.
Yeah, and because the fungus is just absorbing chemicals and nutrients, it's causing the ant to jerk around and jitter, so it looks like the ant is moving, but the ant isn't moving. The ant is just being eaten
from the inside out.
Whoa, now I get it. And it's crazy.
And it's present for that horror. It's present for that interaction.
So this is an infection that does not affect the brain, but affects the physical systems.
Yeah.
So this is like an infection that would like cause a human's physical body to waste away, while, people who get really sick are like, oh no, I'm still here and I'm still thinking.
So here's another sentence. It says, the fungus might be controlling the ant by secreting compounds that can work as neuromodulators. So it may be just literally like fucking with your...
So it could be putting chemicals into the ant's brain that are causing physical movements, but not mental things to change.
It's not present in the brain.
Yeah.
It may just be secreting shit that fucks with the brain.
Yeah, stuff's just getting in there because it's in the ant's system now.
The other really disturbing thing is that...
That ant is high on shrooms.
Literally.
And it's changing everything.
It's tripping balls, man. The other thing they said is that they're really excited because this might produce a wealth of bioactive compounds that could be of interest in terms of drug discovery.
No.
Yeah.
No, we don't. No, burn it. Burn it.
We'll give you a pill that will live inside you forever.
You will absolutely not do that.
Yeah, we will.
You will not introduce this system into me in the least.
I just want you to have the system inside you.
Dr. Hughes, you've been my doctor for a long time.
Yeah.
And I have to say, I was surprised, but also impressed when you moved from general practitioner to basically research. And the academic world. And yeah, I know. And about insects too, which is crazy. Like, who knew that you would be into this stuff?
Take this pill. It will walk across the counter toward you now.
No, now see, here's where I am. This is why I'm saying this is interesting. I don't mind you trying to change careers. It's sort of that you're not changing careers. Like, you went off to study the ants.
Pill wants you to take it. Look,
I can see that.
It wants you.
It's nodding. It's nodding at everything you say.
It's a delicious pill.
Uh-huh. Well,
just take it with a glass of water. And
you have been my doctor since I was a kid.
By water, I mean this cup of ants.
See, it turns out the pill is fine. Once he gets you to take the pill, he's basically you've used all your energy arguing.
Yeah,
it's a common misdirection sort of street magic thing. You're taking the pill. The pill's fine, and you don't even notice the glass is full of ants.
You know who the real villain here is, Anthony?
The ants?
Big Pharma.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But also the ants, right?
I mean,
we can agree that the ants definitely have something to do with it.
The ants, yeah, I guess. When you get down to the nitty gritty, it really is the ants controlling your body from the inside out.
And Big Pharma.
But Big Pharma is really the...
Right, but the ants are controlling Big Pharma.
Because that guy was going to take whatever pill the doctor prescribed.
What guy, Big Pharma?
No, our
Stephen Big Pharma?
Yeah.
This is creepy. I don't know. Do you find this to be more or less creepy than our original theory?
That's a great question, because the original theory was definitely not wanting for creepy.
Mm-hmm. But the original theory was it sort of gets in the brain, and the brain sort of becomes diseased in a way where the ant doesn't understand that it's behaving.
I think the awareness factor.
There's the awareness factor.
That's bad.
That's what creeps me about.
You don't want
to
know it's happening.
Yeah, I don't want anybody using me as a suit while I'm still in here. You know what I mean?
No.
Promise me that if you ever decide to use me as a suit, Jeff, you will have the common decency to make sure that I'm not aware of it.
I can't promise that.
That's fair.
But
I wouldn't promise you either.
I just want you to know that if you were my suit, I would only take you to the
I'd be 3 sizes too small. I'll tell you that much.
It would be ill-fitting, but I would only take you to the finest establishments.
Well, thank you very much.
You would be my nice dinner suit.
Oh.
Yeah, I really
like
mean
a special occasion.
Yeah.
Like a black tie affair.
You wouldn't be everyday Anthony.
That's very nice of you to say.
Special occasions.
How about you, concerned citizens? Is this more or less creepy than our original theory about cordyceps?
It's a tough question, man.
Very tough question. I want you to think about it, and I want you to get back to us. It's very bad. You can let us know on Twitter. I'm at @Carboni.
I'm at Jeff Canada.
You can hashtag that D'Onofrio. However you feel Vincent D'Onofrio spells his name.
Yeah.
Because it's not really about Vincent D'Onofrio.
And we're not asking you to IMDb it before you hashtag it. Just use your instincts.
Do what you feel.
Yeah.
But also, if you'd like to discuss this with other concerned citizens who may or may not be ants in a human suit.
No way to know.
There's no way to know over the internet. You can go to facebook.com/groups/wehaveconcerns or wehaveconcerns.reddit.com and hang out with other concerned citizens. That's also a great place to suggest stories. And also, before we leave, one more reminder, as we are getting close to the end of the year, I want you to go to wehaveconcerns.com/clash and help us pick the best episodes of 2017. By the time you're listening to this, the October episodes will have been added. At the end of November, I'll be adding this month's episodes, and we will find out what the top 10 best episodes of 2017 are in order to create a new episode guide for new concerned citizens. Do your part, you bunch of ants.
Don't make us get inside your skin and do it for you.
Yeah, because that wouldn't really be saving us any work. And the whole point is you guys do it and not us.
Yeah.
But if we're doing it for you, it's like we might as well just pick. You get it. wehaveconcerns.com/clash.